This, everybody, is lulo. Lulo is a fruit that is actually related to tomatoes, but tastes nothing like tomatoes, that is used to make juices where I am right now in Colombia. Now, I have talked about this fruit several times on this channel. I have had it fresh on its own, actually here in Colombia, where I am right now in Bogota. I came here like 10 years ago, and that's where I found this for the first time. Since then, I have found it a few times. I've compared it with related species. I have made ketchup out of it. But you know what I haven't done with this? I haven't used it in a traditional way. This is hugely famous where I am right here in Bogota and throughout Colombia, throughout South America. This is very, very popular. And how people normally use it is they make drinks out of it. And I don't think I've even had lulo juice on this channel in the past. So today, everybody, I'm going to try this in a more traditional way, but I'm going to try it in a special way. Something called champus, which I'm probably saying wrong. So let's go find it. So I came all this way to get a champus at this place here. Unfortunately, as you can see, it's closed. That's the bad news. The good news is that I got here just while it was closing, and very nicely, they gave me one to take away. So I'm taking this back to my Airbnb. And here it is. I got very lucky and managed to get this. So this drink is not from Bogota so much. It's more popular to the west of here. So some restaurants have it that have products from that area, but it's not super common. So there's like one place that I knew had it, and they just closed down. So I got very lucky to get this as a takeaway. But let me tell you what this is. So this is not just like lulo juice. This has stuff in it. It is served not with a straw, but with a spoon. This is something that you drink, but you also eat, apparently. And honestly, it's not the most attractive looking drink with all this stuff in it, but it sounds really good. What's in here, well, first I should say it depends on what region you're in. This is popular not just in Colombia, but also in Peru and in Ecuador. But here in Colombia, it has lulo, of course. It has pineapple. It has corn. It has spices in it. I think there's cinnamon in it. And there's also something really unique in it, orange leaves. Yes, leaves from the orange tree are infused into this beverage as a way to flavor it. And honestly, that sounds like a really cool combination. It sounds really good, but I have no idea what happens when you mix those things together. So let's find out. So I guess first let's try drinking it, and then I will try eating it. Wow. That is powerful. And it's very, very strong. Lulos are very sour. And I believe this has brown sugar in it. Like panela? Panela? I can't pronounce Spanish. I'm sorry. I think it's got that in there. Special kind of brown sugar. But it's still very, very sour. I'd say it's like an 8 out of 10. Even with the sugar added, it's like that. Without that sugar, it'd probably be 10 out of 10. But the flavor's wild. It tastes both like a very summery drink, because it's very citrusy, but also very wintry, because it's got those like deep spices in it. You can definitely get the lulo flavor in there. I think it's mostly lulo juice, but I do get pineapple and I do get corn. The flavor of lulo is very pronounced in this. That is the main flavor. So lulo, if you haven't had it, you haven't heard about it, this is related to tomatoes, but it does not taste like tomatoes. It maybe has a little bit of like the sourness of a tomato, but it doesn't taste savory like a tomato. It's more orangish. It tastes more citrusy. When I was a kid, we had something called Ecto Cooler when the Ghostbusters movie came out. It's like an orange drink, but it doesn't taste like fresh orange juice. It tastes more like orange Hi-C. It tastes kind of like that. However, it does not taste artificial. It tastes fresh. So I think it just kind of has a flavor in it that is like certain parts of the orange, but not all of the orange, if that makes any sense. So the fact that they're combining this with orange leaves is kind of interesting. The smell of the orange leaves, a little citronella-y. tastes, though, like citronella mixed with orange rind. The fact that there's corn in here may sound kind of strange depending on where you're from. That's not a thing. But it works. It doesn't really add flavor. It just adds more sustenance to it. It's more sustaining. Like having a juice mixed with a porridge. This sounds like a very odd combination of things, but it works. All those flavors really go well together. And this drink, by the way, is not just from Colombia. As I said, it's also from Peru and Ecuador, maybe some other places. But those are the only 3 places that were mentioned on Wikipedia. In Peru, I believe this is not typically done with lulo. They use quince or apples. I think if you were to mix that out with apples or quince, this would be like drinking an apple pie. It's got a little bit of that feel with it because there's cinnamon in there. And it's not always served cold. In Colombia, I believe it is, but sometimes people drink this warm, which I feel would be a very Christmassy kind of drink. And I think in some parts of the world, that's what this is. This is something that you drink around Christmas or around Halloween. It's popular around those times. And I can see that being a very, comforting kind of drink with all those spices in there. Okay, it is getting dark, so I'm heading back to my Airbnb, but I really, really like this. This is incredibly good. So good that I want to learn how to make it. So I'm going to go fast forward a little bit to New York City, going back home. So let's fast forward a bit. I'm going to go home and try to make this myself with ingredients I find in New York City. Pretty sure I can find some lulo there. Let's do it. Okay, it is time to make champús. I've been saying it wrong. Apparently it's champús, not champus. And so in order to do this, there are a multitude of different recipes out there, and there's a lot of, I wouldn't say misinformation, a lot of conflict between them, because depending on where you're from, you might be making champús a different way. So I'm following one that I think would be closely related to the one that I had when I was in Bogota. So in order to make my champús, I took some hominy corn, some dried hominy, and I let it soak overnight. Then the next morning I took it, I drained it, I rinsed it out really well, and then I put it in a pot with some water and some orange leaves. A note about the orange leaves that I have. These are dried orange leaves from Mexico. And how these are used there, I think, are more of like a medicinal thing. And in Colombia, it's also the same. When I got the orange leaves that I showed when I was in Bogota, those I actually got from a medicine man in Palaquemao Market. So they have like a whole section that's nothing but like herbal medicine. I had to go there to get it. It's not something that you find like at like supermarkets and stuff, but it is a key ingredient in this. I've seen a few people just say orange leaves, and I've seen some recipes specify sour orange leaves. And I wonder if when people are saying orange leaves, they actually mean sour orange leaves. I'm not too sure, but sour orange and orange are different things. They are different species. So I'm not sure how much difference there is between the leaves. And if you do not have access to orange leaves or sour orange leaves, fresh or dry, one substitute I've been seeing a lot of people say is that you can use orange rind. I'm not sure if that's true. I'm actually kind of curious what this will taste like just like on its own. So let's make some tea. So it's developed a slight greeny yellow color. That's nice. It's mild though. I do wonder if the sour orange leaves would have more sourness to it. That tastes kind of like chamomile. All those recipes that are saying that you can use orange rind, no, this does not taste like orange rind like whatsoever. I think if you wanted to replicate what I have here, if this is correct, which I might be wrong, then you would want to swap this out for chamomile tea. and make a very strong brew of it, which I think is a good flavor. You know, lulo has this sour flavor to it, but it also has a floral kind of note to it, like a mellow flavor. So I think adding pineapple is going to bring out the citrusy side, and this is going to maybe bring out more of the floral side. Alright, so this has taken about 2.5 hours for it to get soft. I'm going to burn my finger. You want to like crush easily like that. It's time to move on to the next step. I'm going to take 1 cup of water, put that in there, and turn this on a medium heat. This here is panea. Is that how you say it? I don't know. But yeah, it's a special brown sugar made from taking sugarcane and just boiling it down. And this is really good stuff. I'm going to take this, I'm going to actually cut it in half. I don't want the whole thing. And this is going to go into the water, along with some spices. I found some really good looking cinnamon at the Latin American market. I'm going to take this much of it, as well as some cloves. I'm going to put 5 in there. Some people do not use cinnamon and cloves, and they use just the orange leaves. Speaking of which, I'm going to put some more of these in there. How much? I don't know. I actually ended up buying a pink glow pineapple. This was $10, and you know, in the past I made a video about the pink pineapple when this was released. The box looks really nice. Ah, okay, we're starting to get pink here. And back then it was $50. So yeah, these have gone down in value, and these are good. Watch the video I made in the past, like a full review of it. But they taste like pineapple, but they are quite flavorful. Nice flavor in these, and they've got a cool pink color. I'm kind of curious to see like how the pink color affects the champús that I'm going to make. We'll find out. I'm going to use half of the pink glow pineapple, and basically I'm going to cut that up really, really fine. When I tried the champús in Bogota, it had a lot of chunks in it. It wasn't pureed. You're not making juice. You're making something that is like kind of between a drink and a porridge. Some of the recipes I looked at actually said to use a box grater, and you can grate the pineapple. I like the idea of it being kind of like a rough chop. Might get like a few larger pieces in there. I think that'll have a nice texture. So that's what that's for. Collecting pineapple juice, right? Same goes for the lulo. So I managed to find some frozen lulo. These ones are just like 3 whole ones. You could also use like frozen pulp, because that's what you want. You want the mushed up pulp. I got it with the fruit just because I could. Just gonna squeeze these right into the bowl. Well, actually no. This is not coming apart. I'm gonna cut that up. Let's squeeze the juice into the bowl and then take out the hard part. How about that? The very outer skin you don't want to use, but the part right beyond it, I think this will be good flavor. You just don't want this because it's going to be kind of papery. All right. I'm going to go through my hominy and remove the orange leaves. They're just going to kind of suck. That is as good as it's going to get. And also, we want to get all this stuff out of the syrup. Also, I'm going to blend a little bit. I think that's good. Don't want to do it too much. Champus is best served very, very cold. won't lie, does not look super appealing. Adding the pink pineapple in there does not do it any favors. I think having a regular pineapple, it wouldn't look so gross, but looks kind of gross to me, but smells really good. So let's just focus on smell and flavor and not looks. It may not look pretty, but it does taste very good. It tastes a lot like the one that I had in Colombia. I think I got pretty close to what it's like. It's not quite as sour as I remember. And I think that can really depend on the fruit that you use. Using a fresh lulo and the fresh leaves maybe also, that I think that might add more. And some recipes they put lime in it. So this is not super sour, but it's very flavorful and it is very good. Really getting the cinnamon, really getting the pineapple, really getting the lulo. That's coming out. The orange leaves are a mild flavor, but it is there. The corn in here is very interesting because this is not something that I'm used to, but you know, there are several drinks like this that have like this more of like a cereal sort of element, like where there's rice in it or oats in it or corn in it, where it makes it like somewhere between a refreshing juice and a porridge, which is something I'm really not used to, but I get it. This would be a really nice thing to have for breakfast, like on a hot day. You know, pour yourself a glass of this and like go out instead of like having like a smoothie or something, because it's got like a nice refreshing taste, but it also feels substantial to eat it. So yeah, I think this is really good. I'm glad I made this. It's not too difficult to make. It just takes a little bit of time. I think like if I wanted to do this again, I would cheat. I would take the lulo pulp, crushed pineapple, and hominy in the can. But yeah, I think that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this episode, everybody, and thank you all for watching. Bye-bye. I would like to give a big thank you to my mega patrons. That includes Smarter Every Day, Bill T, Allison and Clara, Joseph McCorkle, and Jay Fleischman. Patreon and also YouTube memberships is how I do all of the things here on the channel. So if you are interested in learning more about how you can support the channel and get some cool bonuses in return, for instance, there is one where you can get exclusive videos that are not available anywhere else. Information is down in the description below. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.